This episode is brought to you by Accenture. When your advertising operations fall out of sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together to reinvent the rhythm of ad sales, using automation, analytics, and smarter workflows to simplify campaign delivery and access better data across the business. The result? Less time spent on operations, more time connecting brands with the moments and fandoms that matter most. Learn more at accenture.com/Spotify.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me. Taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
We'll talk about space data centers as we continue, but this one, like a science fiction freak show, gene editing, and your story talks about forgetting CRISPR. Now, let me talk about CRISPR for a minute, because many people may think I'm talking about something you put in a heat convection oven. Of course not. But this is interesting. It's a modification of DNA sequences. So what is the acronym CRISPR? Get a load of this. Sounds technical. I can only say it once. Clustered, regularly interspaced, short, palindromic repeats. Now, doesn't that confuse the audience? Of course. But in the reality world, this is interesting, Patrick. I need you to talk about this. What the horror show that I'm talking about in science fiction could be the base editing, embryonic editing. Oh my gosh. Now wait, somebody may say, well, what if we could solve a problem so the child wouldn't be born with the disease? But then again, what kind of brakes do you have or accelerators on this concept? This could become something very serious.
I think it's already become serious, in my opinion, because the floodgates are open at this point for gene editing of human embryos. It's just a matter of time when the laws will be relaxed, or the morality or the ethics people will give it a pass. But you can see it's coming, and they've improved the ability to edit DNA. CRISPR is what they started with. Now they have other new techniques that can basically take one gene and flip it off or on, or neutral. Yeah. And so this is another level of detail in gene editing.
Well, to remind everybody, Patrick, that the COVID virus itself, a gain of function situation that many people are still talking about, without naming names. I think many people know who's possibly still under investigation on that. But again, where do we put the brakes on this, and who's going to be, how do I say this, judicious enough to be able to protect us from seeing the horror story that could come from this? And maybe there are some benefits to it. I don't know enough about it. You have the floor. That's why we have you as a guest.
Well, let me say again, our elected officials are supposed to protect us from these people that do this kind of stuff. They're not doing their job very well at this point. I don't think most of them don't have a clue. They say, well, it sounds scary to me, but they don't understand what's going on. If they don't put the brakes on this, a good place, by the way, would be to put Anthony Fauci under the grill in the Congress to get his confession, if you will. He's already been put on the grill for financing the gain of function research in Wuhan. So we know he was at the bottom of it. This is absolutely has been snuck under all the congressmen, all the senators along the way. Where were they? Where were they in the first place? It seems.
Yeah, well, Patrick, we just had the Bolton trial. We just had the Bolton trial on a whole different variant than what we're talking about here. But you're right. Yeah. When is Fauci going to be the guy that they're really going to do a deep dive on him? But the point is, without getting into the political thing right now, the interesting thing to me is what could be, from your expertise and area of specialization, the whole concept of this thing called CRISPR, and even that, RNA transformations. I'm not the biochemist here in the room. Yes. But the interesting thing is, I guess from everybody out there listening, what kind of controls, sometimes I don't like the word control, what kind of concerns do we have to address here, like you've been talking about the misuse of something like this, and who's watching, especially if allegedly that whole COVID virus was a gain of function in the Chinese Communist Party over there doing what they do. So that's another crazy thing. Okay, we're going to continue with the callers in just a moment, but I want to jump into something here because I want to make sure there's ample time for you to present this. We're talking about something that Google has developed called a tensor, these processing units that have the ability to run AI to a whole new level. And I guess the big part of what I'm driving at here, you're our go-to guy, is that when we reach the singularity, when AI becomes actually better at thinking and making decisions than humans can at this point in time, what do you know about this tensor processing units that Google's developed?
Well, they want to compete with NVIDIA at this point, and I think they're probably going to do a good job of it. NVIDIA has never had competition at any level, but Google is going to probably take them to task. And is this new chip that they have better than NVIDIA chips? Maybe not, but nevertheless, they need competition. And that's what Google wants to get their hands on this a share of the pie. It's a big pie at this point.
Right, and the use that we would see in the real world is, according as I'm reading some of your articles, digital ID, programmable money, asset tokenization, and that's a whole nother subject there. That we've had many callers talk about tokenization, that they have another approach to this. But the truth of the matter is, all this stuff seems to be happening so fast, and where are the controls that we're supposed to have, as you would say, our government is supposed to? I don't know.